and welcome back to another installment to Pokefodder, where I discuss AR and geolocation mobile games. In today's video, we are going to step back from Jurassic World Alive version 2.7 and we're going to discuss some of the spawn mechanics of the game. All right, well, welcome back. And how did you do in the tournament? I know I was doing some videos. If you didn't see those, I did like 2 videos over the weekend, just kind of covering the tournament, my experience in the tournament. I thoroughly enjoyed being able to shift boosts around, although I never really found a team that just quite gelled for me. But I still like being able to be creative, try some different things, swap some things around, see what worked, see what didn't work. To me, that was a lot more fun than my normal. I have no boost and I get up to a certain level and then I just get smoked, even though I kind of got up to a certain level and then I just got smoked anyways. I still enjoyed it. I hope, I kind of hope that it comes back, and I don't know. I feel like the boost resets are going to be a once a year thing, and it is what it is. But I've said this before and I'm going to say this again. I'm going to be very particular about where I allocate boosts. And in fact, I will probably wait for things to kind of settle down a little bit. In fact, aside from Mort, which I use for raids, I have no boosts on any of my team right now. And yes, I'm getting just absolutely manhandled in the arena, but it's okay. I would rather take my lumps now. And the season is a season that, 2 Jengasaurus is nice. I'm not overly excited about it, so if my high score isn't amazing, I'm okay with that. And I would rather sacrifice some 2 Jengasaurus that I can dart pretty much any time for allocating boosts properly instead of having boosts kind of spread out all over the place. One final thing that I want to talk about before I get into spawn mechanics for this game, I want to say, if you're not playing on a tablet of some kind, and I'm playing on an iPad mini, like literally you're missing out on so much of this game. It looks phenomenal. If I jump into this tower real quick, and I'm not going to take on all 3 levels, but what I want to show you is if I go into battle here, and we'll just pick my top 4 creatures and click battle, you see so much more that you don't see when I'm on my phone. And if I can, I'll try to do a side-by-side here of just the scale of what you can see on the iPad versus the phone. And on your phone, I can tell you right now, and if you guys play on a phone, and you can probably look, you can't see Magnus' tail. Like that is nothing. But here, like, you get to see the entire creature, and it looks so good. I don't have cellular service on my iPad, and in fact, it's kind of an older iPad at this point. It does struggle to run Jurassic World Alive. I guess JWA is a very resource-intensive program because like even my phone, which is like 2 years old. I have the iPhone X, so does that make it 2 or 3 years old? Anyways, it struggles at times. It heats up, and I don't know what causes that. But man, just having this on the iPad, I would play iPad all day, every day if I could. And I know I could just tether. I probably could and probably should, and I might, but God, it just looks so good. Are there any compy out here? I'll tell you what, I went out hunting this morning. No compy Gen 2. Went to a couple parks. They're smaller parks. No dodos. And that got me thinking, where is everything? Well, if you're like me, you're probably wondering the same thing. Like, why is this Baryonyx Gen 2? Why is that spawned? Well, we know why the Sarco is spawned here, because that's a special event supply drop. But this Inostrancevia, why is this thing spawned? Why is this Tannicalagrius? Why is it spawned? Well, I can tell you that Tannicalagrius, not Tanny specifically, but a global common, which Tannicalagrius is, 49% chance of spawning. And here's how you need to think about spawns in Jurassic World Alive. This would be one of those times that if I were a good content creator, I would have some visuals for you, but I don't because I'm just average. But think of it like this. You have envelopes, okay? Like like manila envelopes, right? And you have your different kinds. So you have your global. You have your global envelope, and then you have a local envelope, and then you have your event envelopes. So that makes sense. You have 3 different envelopes. So what it's going to do is when something is about to spawn, it picks. And all these envelopes are weighted differently. So it's going to pick one of these envelopes. Chances are it's going to pick a global envelope because those have the highest frequency of spawns. Do I agree with that? No. And here's why. Because if a global spawns everywhere, in any given local, it should probably spawn less, right? Because you can get it anywhere. And then in any given local, those locals, those spawn rates should be up because you can only get those creatures in those specific areas. Now, what that might do is it might make the globals more difficult to come by, but you can be anywhere and find the same locals. So anyway, for a global common, which I'm 99% sure that Draco Rex is, I believe Dinochirius is global, and then Tanicolagrius, global commons, 49% chance to spawn. So if I have the random envelope and it's going to take the global, then there's inside of that is going to have global rare, global common, and global epic. Your global commons are going to have a 49% chance of being pulled out of that envelope. And then once you get the common envelope, so now you have an envelope within an envelope, then all your different options could be pulled out. So it takes a lot of luck for any one thing to spawn. And if you're looking for one specific thing, you need a lot of luck, right? Because not only do you have to get the global, the local, or the event folder right, then once you do that, then it breaks it down to common, epic, or rare. You've got to get that one right. And then within that, you've got to get the next one right, which is the one specific creature you're looking for. When you think about it that way, it kind of makes sense why it seems so difficult to find any one particular creature. Now, if we are grabbing that local, and we'll scroll over here, back up to, I believe this is going to be an L2 up there with the Baryonyx Gen 2. It is a local rare. So in that particular situation, in order for that to spawn, it had to go global, local, event, boom, we're going to take the local envelope. And then within that, it had to go local common, local rare, local epic. Boom, it's going to pull the common out of there. And then however many local common or rares there are, there's probably only 2 or 3. So you have like a 33% chance. Once you get to that point, and just to get there, you had to defy a lot of odds. But then to get to that one point where then you're in the local rare, and then you pull out the Baryonyx Gen 2, and that is going to be a 5.4% chance for not even that, just for the local rare. And then it's going to be lower for that specific creature. Does that make all sense? So for any one thing to spawn, you have the 3 envelopes. Within those 3 envelopes, you have 3 more envelopes. And then within those 3 envelopes, you have all the potential options for things to spawn. So moving on, we have global commons are 49%. Global rares are 33.36%. And then global epics are 0.6%. That seems really low. If we really want to get down and dirty, we go for a local common. And I wish I knew what my local common... Oh, I do know what... Duh. Inostrancevia is a local common. So for local commons, 21% chance of spawning. And then for Inostrancevia specifically is lower than that. That totally makes sense. And I'm not even a mathematician, so I hope I dumb that down a lot for you. You have global, local, event. This is not an event. In fact, the event is an epic. So that is all wiped away. But then you have global, local. So in order to get Inostrancevia, we had to have the local folder. And then within that, we had common, rare, epic. And then that's going to be 21% chance for any common. And then for this one specific common, you'd have to divide all that by how many different of those there are, and I'm not quite sure. So here we have the Aramborghini, which I believe I don't know. So then breaking it down even further, within there you have global hybrid rares and global hybrid epics. If you're trying to find a hybrid, there's a reason why they are next to impossible to find. A global hybrid rare, 0.16% chance to spawn. You have a better chance of finding a global epic. And then if you are, say you're looking for a global hybrid epic, 0.04% chance. In fact, the other day, somewhere over there where you see this Indom boss, I actually ran into, for maybe the third time since I've been playing this game, Indominus Rex Gen 2 as a wild spawn. Then moving on to your local commons, 21%, local rares, 5.4%, local epics have the same 0.6%. So between a global epic and a local epic, you have the same 0.6% chance. A local rare hybrid has the same 0.16% chance, and the local hybrid epic, 0.04, the same chance. Because I am currently in a local one, I decided to pull up the Field Guide app. It is not updated with 2.7 just yet. Bear with the creator. He is working on it. But if I'm looking at all of this as far as what do I have the options or what are the percentages? So if I were to go for a local common, I am during the day right now. So I'd have Gallimimus, Glyptodon, Inostrancevia, and Miragaia. So there's 4. So basically I would have to have a 21% chance of, first of all, getting a local common. And then once that 21% chance happens, I have a 25% chance of finding any of those. And I honestly, not a mathematician, so I don't know exactly how to do the math on that. I think it's like 0.21 times 0.25 would give me my overall, if that's right. As far as rares go, in fact, if I do pull the folder that has the 5.4% chance of being a local rare, I actually have a higher percent chance of finding any one specific that I'm looking for, because there are only 3, Draphetitan, Magundasuchus, and Megalosaurus. And the telltale sign as to why it is so difficult to find these compies, even though I live in local 1, is because for a local epic spawn at all to be pulled is 0.6. Now, there are 5 different epics in local 1, and one of them is a hybrid. So that one has its own different spawn rate of like 0.04. So then that takes me down to just having 4, and that gives me a 25% chance if I hit the 0.6% chance. It all boils down to find one specific creature. It takes a lot of luck. I hope all of that made sense to you, and I will leave down in the description below, I will leave the percentages for all the different types so you can kind of look at them. If you want to write them down, you can. Or some people just like to see them, and then they're better at math than I am, and so they can break down the odds of finding any one specific creature within each different pool set based on what it is that you are looking for. If you found this information useful, make sure you give the video a thumbs up, subscribe so that you know when the next video comes out, and let me know down in the comments below, what one creature are you looking for that you cannot find? That's all I've got for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and until next time.